Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, mind, body, and soul, daily discipline. This is how we get through. Let's get into today's topic. I want to go over a quote that I heard. I thought it was pretty cool, and let's just dissect it. Don't have anything you can't take care of. Some people need to hear that shit again. Don't have anything that you can't take care of. There's a lot of people out there that are living lives of suffering. They're causing undue suffering in their lives because they have too many projects that they can't finish. They have too much in their lives that they can't handle. They're taking on endeavors that they have no business being involved with. It could be something as simple as your car. You don't want to do oil changes in your car. You shouldn't have a car. You don't want to change those tires. You shouldn't have a car. You don't want to do the necessary maintenance to keep that vehicle on the road and keep it running perfectly. You don't deserve that vehicle. Now that may sound a little harsh, but what about your cat or your dog? You can't take it to the vet. You don't have the money to do the necessary things. You don't deserve that pet. You still think that's harsh? What about a kid? You don't have the money to take your kid to the doctor. You don't deserve that kid. You shouldn't have had that kid. You don't have time to nurture and raise that kid properly. You don't deserve that kid. You shouldn't have had that kid. You can't take care of that kid. You shouldn't have had that kid. You're on welfare. You shouldn't have had that kid because you can't take care of that kid. You're asking me and other people to take care of your goddamn kid. What about your relationships? These angry women going around there saying, I don't want to take care of no man. Then don't get no man then. Stay single. Go get a bunch of fucking cats. Become a fucking lesbian. I'm not saying that guys need to be taken care of, but don't have something if you're not willing to take care of it. Every single thing that you have, you should be willing to take care of. Everything in your life, you should be willing to put care towards, and you should have the time and the ability and the willingness to do it. And if you don't, if you fail in any one of those areas, exit out. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Simplify. Simplify your life. Get rid of those extra projects that are staring at you. I had to do this. I had way too many bike projects. I used to be the bike project king. This was years ago. I had my shop full. I had a much bigger shop in those days, 5 times the size of the building that I have now. But the building I have now, I own it. That's the difference. The old shop, it was just a giant warehouse I rented over in a shitty warehouse district. And I had a budget that I always was sitting on, so if a project came along, I'd buy it up. Buy it again and again and again. I'd buy tons of projects. I had 6 or 7 chopper projects, a whole bunch of Triumph projects. I had tons of little unfinished fucking projects. If you didn't want to finish your bike and you're building something, hey, I'll buy that shit. I'll finish it. I found myself not able to finish any one of them. I had too many projects. I would bop around from bike to bike to bike to bike to bike trying to figure out how to just finish one. My girl would be like, can't you just finish one? I finally had to get rid of them all. Most of them. Simplify. Down to the ones that I wanted, that I knew I could finish, that I felt like finishing, that I could sit there and be honest with myself and say, well, I'll finish this one, but I don't know about those other ones. Because sometimes we're just not honest with ourselves. Be honest with yourself. Like in that relationship. If you're not really willing to take care of her and to be there for her and to be 100% committed all the way, wife and kids committed for life. If you're not willing to be there, what are you doing in it? Whose time are you wasting? Both of yours. You're just using someone. It's just masturbation. She's just a hole. Right? It's just a fuck. So you don't feel lonely at night. So you don't have to sit there and tug it yourself. You can have somebody else to fuck. That's what a lot of men think relationships are, is just a fuck buddy that they can go to dinner with every once in a while. If you're not really willing to do what a man does in a relationship, then don't have a relationship. And so many guys out there talk about loneliness. Oh, I'm so lonely, I'm so lonely. But then when I get into it with them, because I do coaching and mentoring, and I talk to some of these guys, especially younger guys, about, well, what their intentions are with this relationship, they have willy-nilly, no, go nowhere, do nothing intentions. They have no mission and no purpose in that relationship. The relationship that they want is a useless, boring relationship that is doomed to fail. Because all they want is a fuck buddy to play video games with or some shit. I don't even understand what a real relationship is. Don't have something you can't take care of. Don't go out and buy a house. That used to be, I don't know if it is anymore. My generation and older generations, buying a house was a rite of passage. I bought this house when I was about 32 years old. It was the first house I ever bought. I guess I was 33. And I mean, it was a milestone in my life. I was homeless once. Now I float in my pool, sitting there thinking, man, I remember what it was like standing out front of the grocery store as a bum, and now I'm swimming in my own pool in Florida. But don't get a house if you can't take care of it. I know people that get into projects like that and they have these dilapidated houses, and they're not the fixer-upper people that you see on the TV shows. These are just people that got in over their heads, and it's like, well, you know, you might have been happier if you just had an apartment. Maybe a house really isn't for you. You've got to be realistic with where you're at in life and what you're capable of taking on. Only take on what you can handle. And when you can handle that, then you can take on more. It's like being in the gym. Don't have anything you can't take care of isn't a way to put you down for not taking care of the stuff you have. It's a way to help you to simplify every aspect of your life, to move forward at a pace that you can handle so you don't become overwhelmed and lost in anxiety, panic attacks. So you don't get so lost in a world of lack of confidence. Because when we can't handle things, especially with men, when we can't handle the things around us, we feel a lack of confidence because there's this trait of masculinity that's encoded within us from thousands and thousands of years that as the head of the tribe, we're supposed to be able to handle shit. A lot of people put on this air of being able to handle stuff when they really can't. They're just fragile little bunny rabbits dashing from bush to bush when we need to be able to slow down, calm down, handle what we can handle so we can truly be those wolves, those alpha predators, apex predators that we are. You belittle yourself, you turn yourself into a weakling, into a child when you take on more than you can handle, and you present yourself as not being able to take care of anything. You can't take care of your clothes, your shoes, your personal hygiene. You can't clean your bedroom, you can't clean your house, you can't wash your dishes, you can't manage your relationships. You can go on with it. Handle what you can. And remember to always add more. When we plateau in life, we don't just stop. You don't turn off your aspirations when you've accomplished a goal. Goal acquisition then would be a horrible punishment instead of a wonderful gift. It's all just food for thought. Thanks for watching.